Welcome back to Straight Shooting with Ron, Tim, and Tom. We are obviously back in the friendly confines of OptiPro in beautiful Webster/Ontario, New York. Ron, Tim, you're back from the show. How you feeling?
Well, the jet lag's over. We
Okay.
had a nice weekend, and just great to be back in the Technology Center, Rochester, New York. And we got a fully equipped lab waiting to bring on demos. We do demos, we do software improvements, everything happens in the lab. We ask people to visit, we run their product. You know, usually we ask for a demo that's somewhat manageable, scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the hardest. You know, give us something in the middle. But we get the 15s. You know, we get the really outlandish stuff. But anyways, it's great to be back.
Great to be back. Tim, how you feeling?
I feel pretty good. I think Ron hit it on the head with that one. It's good to be back to normality, back to the office, and yeah, you said it perfect.
Now, let me ask you both. Important question. You know, we established some pretty important routines and tricks of the trade while we were back in SPIE in beautiful San Diego. Did you boys have your banana today?
We had the banana.
We did. It keeps us going. You know, you don't
you?
see any on the table.
I'm happy to say I had my 9 a.m. banana and I've never felt better. It's a lot better than my 9 a.m. whiskey. A lot healthier as well. All right, so we're back, and like you said, demos are things that we do. If someone wants to get a hold of you, Ron, to do a demo, what's the best way to do that?
There's two ways to do it. It's email. You should email sales@optipro.com.
Okay, I'll have that linked in the comments.
And there's a whole host of people, including Tim and myself, just waiting to see your email come in. Or the friendly number, 585-265-0160. I'll say that again a little slower. 585-265-0160. Then you can get Tim or myself on the phone at any time.
That's right.
Any time, because unfortunately with today's technologies, our desk phones are connected to our cell phones. So
That's-
don't be afraid to call. You know, 3 a.m. calls are acceptable.
That is insanely true, and I will say 265-0160 has been the phone number here for over 30 years. We have not changed our phone number. No need, and in fact, we keep landlines, and our landlines are connected to our cellulars, and our cellulars soon will be connected to our brains via neurotransmitters that I'm company mandating. Now, also, Ron, there's another way to get a hold of us. We've got our beautiful website right up there behind me. That is at OptiPro.com. There's a Contact Us tab on that. You want to check out OptiPro.com. We have our full line of machines and services available to you. A lot of people don't know all the capabilities we have here at OptiPro. You know, you and Tim and we're passionate about the optics and photonics side, but we got some other machining sales. We've got automation really popping off. I mean, we have IMTS coming up. IMTS?
Yes, sir.
There it is. Look at me. International Machine Tool Show.
Got
Trade
it.
show.
You got it.
Okay, look at me go. Mr. Acronym, they call me. No one's ever called me that before, but maybe it'll start now. We've got an unbelievable automation demo coming up in Chicago in just 2 weeks, or a little over a week and a half, actually, I should say, because IMTS, I'm told, runs for 3 calendar months. But we're excited about that. Now, again, you can catch our website. You see our machine capabilities up there. But, you know, aside from demos, we do a pretty good job of giving tours around here. Tim, I know you give a great tour.
I do. I learned from Ron, but
Yeah.
I will say, if you're lucky enough to be here on a day where the president is here, Rob gives a good tour. And,
Yes.
you know, the CEO, Mike, if you have about an hour to tour this facility,
Yeah.
you'll get the full history.
It is.
You might even work on a machine.
He's my dad, and I still once a year like to get the tour from him. I've heard the stories.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, if you want to know the full history, we can line you up with the chairman's tour, as we call. And it makes me think a lot of curiosity. I certainly, after coming back from a show, have a lot of questions in my head, too. You know, how do you guys compartmentalize? How do you make sure that you keep track of everything that you learn when you're going and intermingling with both your partners and your competitors? Oh, I think we have our answer right there. Tim's got his handy-dandy notebook.
We go old school. A lot of people use computers,
Yeah.
which we do too, but that's what we use the flight home for. You know, you decompress, you put all your notes in, and then you just set up.
You do. But after those 9 p.m. podcasts in the lovely San Diego, we do review our notes. We make sure they're up to date for the day. might just be me, because the next week you tend to forget things. So
Absolutely.
we can always refer to the OptiPro Bible.
Believe it or not, this book is actually sponsored too.
Yeah?
Sponsored by OptiPro.
That is an OptiPro book, and we do have a limited amount of those, so if you come by and you say the magic word, 9 a.m. banana, we might give you a free notebook. Now, I will say, I do respect that, and if I were to give any piece of advice to any of our people watching, I would say, much as in any creative field, writing, stand-up, the things I've been, lucky enough to try my hand at over the years, keeping an old-fashioned notebook will defeat any modern technology. I have retained and executed more ideas and plans written down in a notebook than I ever have in my Apple Notes. I mean, I did a joke for years, not successfully, but I tried to do a joke on stage about how bad my Apple Notes are that I would write down, with these butcher's thumbs. Oh, let's get it back up there. And, I would have a note that would be like iPhone in mouth, funny. And it's like, what does that mean? What is it? Where's that joke going? But if I write the full thing out in the notebook, you're way more likely to have a complete thought. So, speaking of complete thoughts, before we end any of these podcasts, we like to have a little bit of wisdom. And we've had a few days to reflect on the show. We've taken all of our accolades for our amazing outfits that we had. But now we have another show looming in the horizon in just a few short months. We've got Photonics West coming up. And I want to know, what is, like prize fighters, how do you guys train this far away from a show that seems far away now, but will be coming up sooner than you know?
Well, you've said it. It's coming up quick, and we've already started talking to our research and development department about the next level of equipment. So being a tolerance capability, size capability, it's something that we will have ready and be talking to folks at Photonics West about.
That's awesome. Tim?
Pretty much the same thing. I mean, they call you the legend for a reason. You nailed it again. That's
Obi-Wan Kenobi. God, we'll keep him while he's here, but when he's not, we'll make him come back and haunt us as a blue ghost. Well, boys, we're during working hours, so unfortunately there'll be no shooting whiskey. We're just shooting the truth at you right now, and Tim's shooting notes down in his notebook. But for Ron and Tim, I've been Tom. Thanks for joining us for another episode of the Shooting Straight podcast. We'll see you next week.